Happy Monday to you guys. This is Coach G, your master mindset creator, empowering men around the globe with the necessary tools to break compulsive, destructive habits, create passionate, healthy habits, and of course, the mindset needed to sustain permanent change. Let's jump into our Mindset Monday moment, guys. And this week, what I want you guys to be on guard for is none other than appreciation. I want to let that just sit in there for a moment, you guys. Appreciation. What kind of comes to mind when you hear appreciation? Maybe somebody giving you that pat on the back. Good job. Maybe it's even you telling yourself, hey, good job. Maybe it's when you happen to recognize somebody who never gets recognized for the good things they do. And you make it a point that says, hey, you, good job. Just like every other principle we discuss, when things are going great, it's easy to accept the principle. But the purpose of having a strong mindset is not to get by when things are going great. It's to be able to get by when everything is just pure chaos around you. That's when you really need your mindset to kick into play here. So when we talk about appreciation, well, I want you to think about some of the things that were done to you that you had no part in. Like, I'm not even asking you to think about those things that you did wrong and how you're now appreciative of those moments and been able to move past it and become a better person. What about the things that have happened to you? No provocation, no reason whatsoever. It could be something as simple as when a guy cuts you off on the road. You're minding your business in the slow lane, still get cut off, spin out of control. Oh my goodness. Where's appreciation at in that moment? It could be something that is a whole lot more personal. Maybe you're dealing with, like myself and like others, you're dealing with some areas of childhood abuse and you're wondering, well, what did I do to deserve that? What's the appreciation that's going to be built in that for me right now? You see, guys, look, here's the real definition of appreciation. It is simply the recognition and the engagement of the qualities that a person or an event presents. It says nothing about the positive recognition and engagement. It says nothing about the joyful, fun recognition and engagement. It simply says the engagement and recognition of a person or an event. So let's go ahead and try to put this in a real context right now, right? I mean, on such a large, almost global scale, the past like 2.5 years have just been chaotically crazy. Especially if you have to be like myself, maybe a person of color. We've seen so much happen in the news directly impacting people of color. I mean, heck, even right now we're dealing with a president right now. This isn't a political statement whatsoever, but depending on how you feel, you're either happy about the last 8 years and pissed off about the next 4, or you're excited about the next 4 and you were pissed off about the last 8. Well, let's really talk about appreciation, because a lot of people who are in this moment right now, they're like, well, I did my part. I went out there, I made the right vote. I did my part. I put my hands up and I said all these different things to the police. And it's so very hard in the moments that we look at that we say, well, all these forces and entities are against me right now. It must be, some sort of, greater plan or purpose with it. And I want to tell you it is, but it's not for you to sit up here and get into your rally cries right now and get so thrown off from the things that you were doing before. You see, for me, I had to do a lot of work in these areas. What does appreciation mean for me when I look up here and I see police reports and I see news happening all the time about how it's affecting people of color, young black men that look just like my 2 boys that I have, just like me? Well, I'll tell you what comes to mind for me is that when I was struggling with my addictions, and when my wife left, and when friends left, and when even family left, and when I turned around and saw that, based on a statement here and there and based on this action that, wow, George is all by himself. Like, I'm alone. And those moments were rough. Those moments are hard. And here I am, I can turn on the news and I can see a police officer who is being under fire for a particular issue, a shooting or something that happened with him. And the first thing that I see is how everybody who's like a police officer, is just a lot of the ones, I rarely see those who are police officers speak out against other police officers. I see them just rally around that one police officer. I have a couple good friends who are police officers, and they just say, look, we just want to see all the evidence come in. I've been on this side before. I know how things can pan out. We just want the evidence to come in, regardless of what the tapes say. And can I tell you guys, when I was in my moments of addiction, I really wish somebody would have did that for me. I really wish somebody would have said, look, I recognize where you are right now. I know it really sucks where you are right now. But, I heard the stories and I read the reports, but I'm still in your corner. I'm still here to support you. I'm still here to help you either be redeemed in your wrong or justified in your right. But either way, I'm in your corner. When I look at the elections here, like I said, it doesn't matter how you feel. You could be all for the next 4 years and hate the last 8. You could love the last 8 and hate the next 4. Can I tell you what my appreciation is out of personally witnessing the last 2 elections? I can legitimately go to every last one of my kids and say that your race can't prevent you. Your prior political experience can't prevent you. Your lack of military experience can't prevent you from being a part of this government at a high office. Guys, I don't know if you all are realizing this right now. We're watching 2 presidents come into the office right now with very little to no military background or experience. When's the last time that's really happened? Guys, we got a person in office right now who never held a political position prior to being president. Think about the traditional tracks that we've known to be able to achieve such heights. It's about the certain schools you go to, and then the military you go into, and you got to do these political, investments with it as well. These men did nothing of alike. Not in those degrees. Obama probably was all about the politics, but I don't know what branch of the government he served for. I don't. Trump might very well do something that is going to surprise a lot of people, but he doesn't have a prior political background that's going to justify that. As a matter of fact, I can go to my kids and say, you know what, you can even file bankruptcy, and as a matter of fact, you can get out here and fail 1,001 times and run for office. Can I tell you that I'm personally appreciative that I got to watch President Trump and his entire election go past? Because here's what I learned. Let's assume that everything that happened out of that man's mouth and out of the camp was 100% correct. He liked to grab women on a right, yeah, that part about it. He liked to make fun of people with disability, yeah, all that kind of stuff, right? And maybe he just really felt, you know what? I mean, you just ought to really just pop a guy one time. If that was back in my day, we do that kind of thing. Here's what I really saw. I saw somebody galvanize the majority of a country, at least the parts that went out there and made the right votes that got him in office. He went there and galvanized everybody speaking his truth. And I want to pause on that right now. How many of you all are in positions right now where you're not even able to speak your own truth? You can't speak the truth that you know. You have to abide by the truth that someone has given you. But yet you're probably the same people that walk around pissed off right now that we got Trump in office right now. Look, you don't got to like Trump as a president. I'm not on the Trump bandwagon for him being president. But how else was I going to know unless I saw that? How else was I going to really know and say affirmatively, like not to say the good speech that my parents and my grandparents told me that I can be anything I want to be and not have proof out in front of it. We had to go and become the proof. You see, how else was we going to know that, you know what, you standing up speaking your truth, that gets you to be president. You standing up speaking your truth and no real background and just going after what you want because you said you wanted it and you actually end up getting it? How else are we going to know that? Guys, listen. This isn't a political piece. This isn't a piece where I need you all to tell me about bad cops and good cops and why this president's bad and why this president's good. What this is about is that I want each of you all this week to look at that thing that you felt has wronged you in such a way that you ain't have nothing to deal with. That's right. And I want you to be able to walk up to that sumbitch and I want you to look that thing in the eye and I want you to say, thank you for screwing up my life. You see, a lot of us would have a hard time doing stuff like that. I look back at my history and physical abuse and sex abuse and all types of abuse I had to endure, I now can turn around and look at all that stuff with a smile and say, man, thank you for screwing up my life. Because listen, guys, had none of that happened, I wouldn't be here right now. You know, I had a good talk with a friend of mine, and we were discussing this, and we were going back and forth just talking about money. And it dawned on me that, you know what? There were 1,000 ways that I could have prolonged the outcome of my life. Like, people always say, well, you know, maybe it was she left you because of money. Make no mistake, I did 1,000 more mistakes in my marriage, and her leaving was the culmination of all those mistakes. So there's one side that says, you know what? Had I brought home decent enough checks, had I spoiled her, had I made sure she never had to worry about a particular bill, had I made sure she never had to stress or worry about anything outside of my infidelities and my wrongs, well, then this thing would have lasted a lot longer. And you know what? You're probably right, but only because I was going to put on a great mask. You see, me sending my wife to wherever she want to be 3-4 times a month, putting the kids in programs all throughout the day, and having this great image to show everybody would have done nothing but give me a great cover to be the world's best addict. So what appreciation can you possibly have for suffering the worst health of your life, becoming homeless, your family, your wife and kids walk out on you and think the worst out of you? Guys, for me, I'm just so thankful that they got exposed. I wouldn't be able to be in this video. I probably wouldn't be walking this earth right now had those things not been exposed to me when they were exposed to me. This isn't about you guys being begrudging about your past and accepting it that way. This isn't about you guys just struggling to grasp your past, your history of origin for what you are and what has happened to you, and saying that, you know what, it happened and I'm going to throw it away. The sooner you get a chance to just grab that bad boy that you think has caused you so much pain, and the sooner you get a chance to find real appreciation and how it can value and benefit your life, man, the sooner you become a superhero. The sooner you become the superhero for your family, for your life. The sooner you become the example of what it takes to be able to move into that next sphere of just wealth, of abundance, because you decided to find appreciation in the one thing that was determined to break you down. Listen, guys, this is not an easy one. It's a hard one, and I get it. Get in contact with me if you guys have any questions whatsoever. You got all my contact information right below. Don't hesitate. Let's talk right now. We can find a way to appreciate the absolute worst things that happen in your life. But only then will you guys start taking flight and you get to be your own Superman, Batman, or whatever you think a superhero it is. Listen, guys, this is Coach G. I love you guys. Keep kicking ass. This is your Mindset Monday moment. Find some appreciation in things that's really messed you up. It's going to be worthwhile. Peace.